Salmon here with another exciting edition of the home game. And this time around, we're starting another journey, another epic endeavor. This time for the next 6 weeks. All 6 Sega Genesis game show games will be covered here on this channel. Now, this starts off with my first game show game for the Sega Genesis. And this was way back in like 1995, 1996. And it has to do with Jeopardy Sports Edition for the Sega Genesis. This sticker here, this is a brand new copy. Never been opened. As you can see, the plastic is still on it. I decided not to open it. The reason being is because I already had a loose copy when I bought it. Yeah, I bought that brand new at a local video game store here in Tacoma called Super Smash Games. Really, really excellent store. Very fair pricing, especially on some of the more common games. And Jeopardy Sports Edition was very common. The box complete one, the brand new one was $20. And for buying it local and buying it at an actual store instead of finding it on like eBay or Mercari or something like that, it was a good price. Now, we've played Jeopardy Sports Edition for the Game Gear, and that played like a beefed up Nintendo Game Boy game. This is made by the same people, but it's Super Genesis based. Not Super Genesis, but Sega Genesis based. So, we're going to play this version. And don't worry, we have the Super Nintendo version. We will be playing that for a future home game with the 2 other game show games that we have not covered yet. And it's going to be fun looking back at those because the other 2 are Gladiators and Nickelodeon Guts. 2 videos that I've done videos on before as game show garbage. So we're going to take a look at those in the future. But right now, it's Genesis time. Hold on. The Genesis one here is pretty finicky, so you're watching me do this live. You kind of have to force it in, which I'm not a fan of. That's one of the things with the Retron 5. But anyway, here we go. Sega logo. And you get a pretty solid rendition of the theme. And are you ready? Although the Jeopardy logo does not blink in the blue and red like it does, I believe on the Super Nintendo version does that. But this is cool. And look, it's got the actual Jeopardy font. It'll be the figure skater. And the board font is good too. Cities, Olympic locations, boxers, dominant teams, Hitmen Golf Firsts. You can choose a new set of categories, but we won't. We'll go dominant teams for 100. And this is the New York Yankees.
You are correct.
And I like the Trebek, you are correct. I think this is Canada.
You are correct.
Kept the Americas. I think it's the United States.
You are correct.
Yep. It's either Japan or Cuba.
Fine.
And it's got the sorry. It's got the Alex Trebek sorry. Sorry. So if you ever wanted to hear Alex Trebek in glorious Sega Genesis... Oh, it was Taiwan. I'm glad I didn't buzz in. In glorious, somewhat muffled... I think it's Mobile.
Fine.
I got the sorry. Eases the pain. The Sega Genesis kind of garbled voiceover. Oh, Birmingham. It's where
You are
I think it's played where where University of Alabama plays.
You are correct.
Oh, and the computer does not mess around in the Sega Genesis version. They paraded through St. Paul. So, for controls, A inserts the letter. I haven't told you this. A inserts the letters, B deletes the letter, and C enters the answer.
You are correct.
But the board looks great. Now, were they in Kansas City at this time?
Fine.
Because I think this was before the Royals and they were in Kansas City. So I'm going to take a crack at Kansas City. Because it was the Kansas City Athletics. And then when they moved to Oakland, they got the Royals.
You are correct.
I got that one. The Southern City got the NFL's 16th team in 67. St. Louis? Oh, that was the Saints.
You are correct.
Was it New York? Oh, St. Louis was first.
You are correct.
Yeah, but this is Barcelona.
You are correct.
I do like the pixelated figures. Let's finish off dominant teams. I think it was the Red Sox. It's the Red Sox or the Orioles. It was the Orioles then. But they never did anything in the playoffs.
Fine.
Like the last time they won the series was what, 80. It was 83. Oh, it was the Blue Jays, right? Because 91 and 92 where they won the World Series. They went back to back. George Carpentier. Is it Dempsey? Yeah, it was Jack Dempsey.
You are correct.
Braddock.
You are correct.
That was on Quiz Show. That's how I remember that one. But this is moving by fast, so we're going to play this out. At least the first game. Mount Bislonica. Oof. If you know your mountain ranges, know what Mount Bislonica is, and you're going on Pointless, that's a good one to know.
You are correct.
European mountains. The first Latin American city to host an Olympic competition. Is it Mexico City? I think it's Mexico City. Yeah, Mexico City. Sheriff. And it's a president, so it's not Canada. Innsbruck, whatever that is. I don't know if it was this or the rape allegations, but I think it's Tyson.
You are correct.
It was the rib, and then he went to prison. Boxers for 4. Is this another Dempsey question?
Fine.
Could be Dempsey or Furpo. I don't know.
Fine.
And now you're gonna get to look at Alex in this game because I have no idea what this answer is.
Well,
It was another Dempsey answer. But Trebek looked good in 16-bit, don't you think? Called it quits with a 49-0 record. It wasn't Joe Louis.
fine.
Troy's buzzing in, but he isn't giving any answers. And unlike the Nintendo games, where the ones made by Rare, there would, if they didn't know the answers, they would just, Marciano. It would scroll by fast, but some of the answers, some of the letters in the answer would be revealed. I think this is Nicholas.
Fine.
It's not Jack Nicholas. Oh, Fuzzy Zeller. I think that was the only major Fuzzy Zeller one. Not a bad recreation of the Daily Double sound. Yeah, it was Paul Molitor.
You are correct.
The only player to hit 20 or more pinch hit homers. Casey Stengel. No. Oh. Cliff Johnson.
You are correct.
Where's Jessica when I need her playing this? More pinch hits than any other player? Babe Ruth? I don't know. We're going to play out this board and then we're going to call it. Because if I play through the full game, it's going to be 40 minutes. Manny Mota. Yankee. His 3,000th and last career base on September 30th, 1972. Oh, Roberto Clemente, before he passed away.
You are correct.
Jim Frey said this Kansas City Royal could hit buckshot with barbed wire. Damn. George Brett.
You are correct.
Well, I'm going to stay in second place. Between the British Women's American. I don't know. Babe Didrikson. Or Diedrichson. That's my weakness is women golfers. Like, all I know is, like, Michelle Wie and Annika Sorenstam, and that's about it.
You are correct.
But I don't know Pat Bradley or... Alright, let's get these out of the way. Is this Arnold Palmer? Because 68 sounds like his time when he was at his peak.
Sorry.
No, I got the Trebek Sorry instead. Oh, Trevino.
You are correct.
I had Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf complete in box, but I just sold it recently. The first British player to win the Masters. I know Jess is probably watching this right now. I was like, I can't believe you're getting this wrong. You're supposed to be like a sports expert or something. I'm not really a sports expert. Oh, Sandy Lyle.
You are correct. Double Jeopardy.
I also like the Trebek Double Jeopardy sound. That's actually pretty cool. But that was fun. I enjoyed it. And I will tell you right now that as much as the Genesis, some people see it as inferior. Some of the Genesis game show games might be a little bit inferior to the Super Nintendo ones. I'll tell you right now that the Jeopardy games, I believe, far and away are better than the Super Nintendo ones because it's actually more, much like the actual show. Like, there isn't many superfluous sound effects. The board looks great. Like, they use the actual fonts of Jeopardy rather than some weird fonts. And graphically, it looks really good. And it's got a faithful rendition of the theme. I'm not a fan of the Super Nintendo one. Like, it kind of goes a bit too heavy. The Wheel of Fortune game we'll talk about later, but I'm happy with it. I am very happy with the Jeopardy games for the Sega Genesis. Might be something to talk about the boys at Console Wars. Best Jeopardy! And it's the Sega Genesis. Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look at Jeopardy Sports Edition on the Genesis. Tune in next time. We'll have another Sega Genesis game up on the pike. We'll probably do all three Jeopardies. So we're going to go back to the first one, and then the second one, which is Jeopardy Deluxe, which was made exclusively for 94 with more questions. Or more answers and questions. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching. Leave a comment below what you think about Sports Edition Jeopardy for the Sega Genesis. And if you have any memories with the Sega Genesis version. I have a lot more memories with this, but that has to deal with another streamer who's no longer streaming anymore. But that's neither here nor there. Leave a comment below on your thoughts and what other games you'd like to see. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so, because we have all this home game content. We got a whole bunch of videos coming out. On the weekends, we'll have either tier makers, 26 weeks or less, Games of Canada, board game home games will be on the weekends. We have tier makers coming out. We got a lot of great game show content coming out on the weekends. Also, throughout the weeks, we will have, if a new show debuts, I will try my best to review it. To do a good review of it. And if you want to help me support in this endeavor financially, also with my buddy Mark Power, Games of Canada, and all that fun stuff, be like these people right here. Become a Patreon backer at patreon.com/gameshowgumbo. I am Cindy Saddleman, and like Alex Trebek, so long, everyone.